Right, everybody. So we'll just take a look at the trades that set up today, which ones were available, and what worked, what didn't work. So a really decent one was in gold. Gold was moving up, and then it had the biggest down volume in 35 waves, right here. 35 down waves. It just puked. So it was a no-brainer that because the number is quite large, 35, and it took out this low. And I knew that up here, this, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down right here, that's distribution. All right, this is distribution. So you have distribution, you have heavy selling, biggest in 35 waves. And first pullback, second pullback, did a little bit of an upthrust, and this is the springboard. This is where the market just died. Where the longs just, they're done. You see the 17 is less than 28, 69, 50, etc., etc. And then after that, it thrusted down. That was the biggest selling volume in 18 bars. The biggest selling volume. So that initiated the markdown. There was one other place that was really good. Was it here? Oh yeah, I think it was here. This one was the nail in the coffin. This is also a markdown. This bar had massive amount of selling. It had like more than 300 bars. This had more selling than the 300 bars. I mean, there was that's why it led to this puke fest right here. So you had to be really, you had to be able to gauge the selling pressure, because it's at, there's a point that Wyckoff described as the feather's weight, where all it takes is like a little feather to turn the trend here and here, right? Because these are springboards, these are bearish springboards. There's no volume, no nothing, and there's a selling pressure in this bar and selling in the background. Anyway, long story short, you have selling, comes back up, more selling, and that led to a move down. I thought it was going to reverse right here, but it reversed here. Why? The support level. I thought it was going to reverse right here the way it was acting up, because volume did come in, the biggest volume in the last 5 waves, and now we're going to have a really big wave. So this is going to be a biggest selling and biggest buying in I don't know how many waves. So this last one here was biggest buying in 5 waves, but this one is going to be much bigger than that. So this is going to be a sign of strength. I'm looking for longs now. All right. So it all depends on the pullback and the testing, but it was very clear that this market was going to pull back, hit support. And I just explained to you the selling pressure and the retest and the lack of demand. So this is selling, this lack of demand. This is the markdown bar, initiating markdown, taken down to a prior support level from where support was bought. So right here, it's being bought as we speak. So, holy shit, this is the biggest buying in 33 waves. 33. So far from support. So no brainer, right? So now I just need to wait for the pullbacks to look for a buy signal, buying opportunity. All right, so we're done with the gold. This was the very nice trade, right? From here or here all the way down to support. The next trade I saw, but there's no point. You're done for the day. Right? Is here in crude. This crude goes up. You see these bars that are just going sideways here? Up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's distribution. That's distribution. All right. That means as it goes up, they're selling into the high. So they're selling into the high, and it's actually quite climactic because this high has the biggest up volume. This is up volume in 49 waves. What does that mean? That means it's your climax. So this was your climax. You're selling into it, and this is the selling after it that breaks these lows. So you have your distribution up here, and then you have your selling, and you had a pullback. It wasn't as low volume as I would like it to be, but it's there where you have your pullback and you had your red bar reversal right there. That selling had the biggest selling in 12 bars, 12 red bars. That selling bar, that red bar had the biggest amount of selling in 12 bars. So that's good. And initiated this move down, right? But went to this level, which is, I forget what it is. I think it's the prior day high. I think it's the prior day high. So, yeah, I think it's prior day high. So they just went above the prior day high, sold, and it retested the prior day high. And in any case, this was the selling opportunity to take it. I don't know if I'm gonna get into it right here, but this is prior day high, and it just sold back into it. Natural gas. This one didn't work. This was some selling over here, and then I guess they just bought it back up. But there was some selling off the high, and if you got the test, it would have been right here, right? So this is the selling. You catch it on the test, it goes down, and then they bought it, right? So at worst, it's break even. Not a bad thing. And on the euro is becoming much more active. I don't see any trades here, but it's becoming much more active. This is your resistance level. This is a support level. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's no trade, no point to look, right? Let's move on to the next market. Bitcoin, you have to, you just have to know that a lot of times the turn, it won't create a big trend. Sometimes it'll create a little trend, and that's fine. You just take it, or you get a break-even trade. That's fine. So just look for the next one. So for example, this here, nat gas, we're tested, get in, goes down, it's a break even. Same thing with the Bitcoin. There's a minor turn where they were at resistance, price was at resistance. Heavy selling pressure, this was the biggest pressure in about 11 waves. So 11 waves, and then after that, pullback 1, pullback 2, and then you see the volume starts drying up, low volume, low volume, low volume. You can see it very clearly here. And then finally a break of these lows with this red bar. That red bar had the biggest selling in 19 red bars. This red bar has the biggest selling in 19 red bars. So obviously it's a clear short, right? So you get the short, goes down, but now I'm not really sure if they're trying to absorb it to take it higher, or it's going to break down again. So I'm not really sure. All I know is that it did break down and it rallied lower. However, these guys came back up. They absorbed some of this and took it back up to this area. Now this might crack. If it does, it would be a pretty good sign for selling. And it might do it right now. I'll give it about a minute to see if there's some selling red bar. Let's see. Anyway, so what's the story here? Today you had a trade on crude. You had a trade on E-mini, ES, but it just didn't set up the way I want things to set up. You know, this thing just went to I don't know where it went. It went to the overnight low, right? From the overnight low, they had a breakout on 80,000 contracts, pulled back on half as much, and then rallied higher to the overnight high. So sometimes they're just, you know, from the overnight low to the overnight high. And actually it's at a resistance level right here. How much selling this? I need to fix this so it's more visible. But still the selling, there is selling, but not good enough. All right, so we'll see how this thing pans out. But as of right now, my eye is on this gold. Look at the buying. Buy off of the support level. All this buy. See that? All this buying. Look at the background. Look at the up waves. Look at this up wave. Someone's buying support in gold right here, right now. So they took it down to support and just bought it up, or are buying it now. And Bitcoin, actually, this is going to see this red bar. So this was the biggest amount of selling in 11 waves. Low volume pullback, breakdown right here, initiates the markdown. They swept this low here. Instead of breaking down further, it pulled back all the way to sweep this high, right? So you have to be careful with the stops. Either take the break even or know how to move the stops. And now I think it's going to crack. This has the biggest selling in about 7 red bars. Anyway, long story short, you know, the process of supply overtaking demand or demand overtaking supply, you need to judge both sides, and you have to know levels. You have to know how to judge waves, trends, and bars. All right, take care. Bye.